The seller for this house wants to sell it for $210 because it's worth $210. The problem is she owes $200,000 to the bank. What that means is this house is worth $210,000. She owes the bank $200,000, and she called a realtor because that's what most people do when they want to sell a house. The realtor calls me because the realtor knows he can't get this done. Now, why can't the realtor get this done? He can't get it done because by the time he puts it for sale and finds a buyer for $210, after all the fees, the sellers only make about $190,000. Now, remember I said she owes the bank $200,000. That means the seller would have to come to the table with $10,000 just to sell her own house. So where do I come in? Remember, she wants to sell the house, I want to buy the house, but I'm not going to give her $210,000 for a $210 house. But I will do this. Hey, Miss Seller, you need to move to another city. Let me help you with that. You want to sell this house? Let me help you with that. Hey, Realtor, you want to get this house sold? Let me help you with that. I can help you guys by doing this method. I'm going to take over the seller's payments and make the payments directly to the bank for her, and she's going to give me the house. We call this creative financing, or we call this a subject to method. So how do I find houses like this where seller needs to sell, but they can't sell because there's no equity? This one, there's a realtor involved. The realtor actually follows me on social media. I said, hey Mike, I know you specialize in these transactions. Help me out with this deal. I got to get this house sold. The seller needs to move. I know you're the guy for it. So just because a realtor can't get this deal done traditionally, it can still be done through me. So if you have a deal, or you have a deal just like this, or you want to partner on a deal, hit the JV link and let's work on this deal together. So the first problem is the seller needs to move to a different city and she needs to move fast. Also, the realtor needs to sell it and he knows he can't sell it traditionally. The second problem is I need to purchase this property using creative financing, or that subject to method I talked about earlier. So I'm gonna get her on the phone, talk to her and say, hey, this is what we want to do. This is why it's gonna work for you. And with that being said, you're gonna be able to move to a different city like you want. The realtor's gonna sell the house and I get to add another house to my portfolio. So the point of this video is to show realtors and wholesalers that even though the numbers don't make sense, there's always a way to put a deal together if you do it creatively. Creative financing, subject to, that's where it's at. Do deals like this, hit me up and let's turn up the hustle together. If you like videos just like this where I actually break down real deals and tell you how I'm doing them step by step, make sure to hit that subscribe button.